G'day mates, Caffeine Man here, and welcome to part 2 of Aussie Week. In this second and final part, we're going to be going over V, the top selling energy drink in Australia and New Zealand, coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today, and if you want to stay informed on all things caffeine related, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every Tuesday night and one on the weekends. And in today's video, we're going over V from Australia. How did I get these drinks to review? I am so glad you asked. Mr. Nobody who really asked. It's just the voice inside my head to make a smooth transition into what I was going to say next, but it didn't really work. But they're from Dominic, who lives in Australia. He sent me these drinks as well as the drinks that I just reviewed on Tuesday, the mother drinks. So a huge thank you to him. He is the one who made Aussie Week possible. And he actually reviews energy drinks too. So if you want to check him out, if you want to say thank you, Dominic, for sending Caffeine Man these drinks so that he finally did a review on them, you can check him out at DomDawes92. Feel free to leave a comment on one of his videos. And if you like his content, give him a subscribe. So in this video, I am going to tell you a little bit about the company, a little bit about the special ingredients in this drink, finish it off with a taste test. Timestamps and chapters down below so you can go where you want to go. V is an energy drink brand produced by Frucor, a New Zealand-based beverage manufacturer. It was released in New Zealand in 1997 and then to Australia in 1999. These drinks have been out a long time, just as long as its main rival, Red Bull. And even though Red Bull is one of the top-selling energy drinks in the world, when it comes to Australia and New Zealand, V's got them covered. So what makes this drink so special? Well, I mean, who doesn't like supporting a local company? But not only that, there's one thing to support your local company, but it's another to be beating out the top energy drink distributor in the world. So they have to have a great beverage. And not only a great beverage, but also something just a little bit different, something a little bit more unique. Because once you have something unique in your drink, you pique people's curiosity and they have to try it. So what makes V interesting and unique? Well, it actually focuses on guarana. Now, other drinks do sometimes have guarana in them, but V decided that they were going to focus on guarana, and they actually say it right on the can that it's a guarana energy drink. When you look at the back of the can, it actually shows you that they have 600 milligrams of guarana in it, which is far more than most of the other energy drink companies that do use it. When you look at the ingredients on the back, you'll usually see on other companies, the guarana is way, way, way down the list, almost nearly last, meaning that there's not much in it. But when you look at V, you'll see that guarana is much closer to the top, meaning that there's more in the drink. But what exactly is guarana? Guarana extract is a natural source of caffeine, and natural caffeine takes the body longer to process. Therefore, you get a longer lasting caffeine and a longer lasting energy out of it. Additionally, because it is processed just a little bit slower, it also reduces the chance of having those jittery and hyper effects. Guarana seed extract also helps sustain energy and endurance and stimulates the metabolism to help burn calories. Similar to how some companies use green tea in their weight loss products, or even people that just use green tea to help lose weight, guarana is the next best thing to green tea because it has similar effects. But what exactly does it taste like? Well, it comes from the guarana berry, which has been used for centuries by Amazonian tribes for its therapeutic properties because it has tons of antioxidants in it. And since it's a berry, it has a little bit of a fruity flavor as well as kind of like a sweet berry flavor. And quickly taking a look at the nutrition facts panel and ingredients, you're going to see that this does have 53 grams of sugar in it. So yeah, they're giving you a lot of sugar. You're getting 505 milligrams of sodium, and you get a lot of your B vitamins, taurine, and inositol, just like a lot of the other energy drink companies give. But unlike those other companies, this does have 600 milligrams of guarana in it, and it has 155 milligrams of caffeine. But is all that caffeine natural caffeine? Well, because they list caffeine separately, it does seem like there could be a difference between the two. And at 600 milligrams of guarana, that is an indicator that all the caffeine is not natural caffeine. Why do I say that? Let's go to school. We know that the drink does have 155 milligrams of caffeine in it, because that's what they tell you. And when we look at the list of ingredients, we can see that glucuronolactone is right after caffeine, and glucuronolactone is at 125 milligrams. Now, when it comes to guarana, there is approximately 40 to 60 milligrams of caffeine per 1 gram of guarana. For simplicity's sake, let's just average that out to 50 milligrams. So with 600 milligrams of guarana in here, you're going to yield about 30 milligrams of natural caffeine. If you subtract that 30 from the 155, you're going to have 125 milligrams of regular caffeine, which is why it's right above glucuronolactone. That's enough math. Let's taste them out. First off, we'll be starting off with the original. I mean, how could you not start off with the original? This is the original drink that was competing with Red Bull in Australia. Top selling drink right here in my hand. Very exciting stuff with the capital V. Don't worry, Caffeine Man won't let you down with the bad jokes. I get you standard energy drink color here. All right, when it comes to your carbonation, it does seem a little bit lighter to me. It seems like it's going towards a medium to high carbonation, closer to medium, because it does seem a little bit smoother. And even when I poured it, it wasn't too fizzy. The bubbles looked a little bit smaller, usually signifying slightly less carbonation. I'm definitely a fan of the medium to lower carbonation. That's a plus in my book. As for the sweetness, they are giving you a lot of sugar in here, and they are actually giving you a lot of sweetness. I'm gonna say they are giving you I wanted to say medium to high, because there was something else pulling back on the sweetness a little bit, but as it lingers a little bit, I still am getting some sweetness out of there. So we're gonna go with a high sweetness on the low end of high. And for the flavor profile, they're giving you a high flavor profile. They're definitely giving you a lot of that flavor. And what is that flavor? It is definitely an interesting flavor. It is definitely a unique flavor, and I can see why it is the top selling drink in Australia and New Zealand, because it's a pretty good flavor when you compare it to other standard energy drinks. I would pick this up any day over a Monster, over a Rockstar, over most of those drinks, and it does have similarities to Red Bull, so I can see why it rivals Red Bull. So it's giving that solid standard energy drink flavor. They are giving you a little bit of a sweet berry in there, as well as a little bit of citrus in there, and I'm guessing most of that flavor must come from the guarana, and that's what's really making it unique and pulling away from what Red Bull gives you, because they're giving you some kind of artificial Red Bull flavor. V is giving you a little bit more of some kind of a natural berry flavor. Not to say that it tastes natural or healthy. It is not going the route of those super healthy energy drinks. It's just going a touch healthier than Red Bull because it's giving you something natural in there. So where's it going to be going on the Caffeine Man rating chart? You know, when it comes to originals and standard energy drinks, I said it on Tuesday. I say it in a lot of my videos when I go over standard energy drinks. They're not my thing. I usually don't like them. So they tend not to rate too high because I don't think they usually have a ton of flavor. But there have been some originals that do have a lot more flavor. And once you get away from that sort of standard energy drink, or you take that standard energy drink and put it a step above by adding more flavor to it, you get a little bit higher on the Caffeine Man rating chart. I'm going to give this an 8.6. So to V, all I can say is good on ya. Let's move on to the raspberry lemonade. Here's the can for the raspberry lemonade. Definitely a fan of the logo on here. Definitely a fan of the graphics on the can. They do a really great job with making it very eye-catching. And just the design of the logo, I really like the look of it. Let's taste it out. As for raspberry lemonade, not a huge fan of the lemonade flavors. But there haven't really been that many bad lemonade flavors because it's sort of hard to mess up lemonade. Let's see what V does for their take on raspberry lemonade. Let's taste it out. All right, so that's an interesting one. You're still getting that medium to medium high carbonation in there, and it really works well for a lemonade because I don't like an overly carbonated lemonade. I mean, I don't like over carbonation in general, but when it comes to lemonade's usually not carbonated, so if you get a lighter, smoother flavor with your lemonade, that's a plus. For the sweetness, even though it is a lemonade, and lemonade's usually citrusy and tends to pull back on the sweetness a little bit, this is still giving you a high sweetness. And for the flavor profile, they are still going to be giving you a high flavor profile. Once again, we got another great drink here. With summertime coming up, you know that you're going to want to be having a nice, refreshing lemonade, as well as some snags on the barbie. I used that in my Tuesday video too, snags on the Barbie. How do you not like snags on the Barbie? Snags on the Barbie with some V raspberry lemonade. Talk more about that flavor profile, Caffeine Man. Lemonade, right? You think lemonade, and I've had a lot of different lemonades, and they've usually scored pretty well because they taste like lemonade. This is a different take on lemonade. It's not as strong as a lot of your other lemonades. And for me personally, I actually kind of like that because I'm not a fan of lemonade. So usually when I rate lemonades, they're usually a strong lemonade, and I say, well, I don't like it, but it's a strong lemonade, so it's going to get this kind of a score. In this case, it doesn't taste like a super strong lemonade, which I personally kind of like, but other people might not like it that much. You are definitely getting lemonade flavor out of it. Don't get me wrong there, but it's very light in the lemonade flavor, and you are definitely getting even the aftertaste of that lemon and that citrus. The raspberry is what complements it a little bit. That raspberry is giving it a slightly sweeter, slightly different feel, and I believe that raspberry is help pulling back on the citrus, as well as that sugar is probably pulling back on the citrus a little bit. And you are getting a little bit of that standard energy drink coming through a little bit, but let me rephrase that. It's not your standard energy drink coming through, it's that V flavor, and that guarana is coming through a little bit. So you're getting that bit of a little bit of raspberry, a little bit of lemon, and then that sweet berry coming in and really pulling it all together really well. So where's it going to be going? On the Caffeine Man rating chart. It's usually not my thing, but if someone offered it to me again, I would definitely, probably, most likely have it with some snags on the Barbie. I'm going to give it an 8.9. Moving on to the last one. Let's see that sugar-free blue. Is that sugar-free blue going to push V to the next level in the Caffeine Man rating chart? We're hoping for a 9. Let's see what it can do. And here's the can for the sugar-free blue. What's interesting is that usually when you have a company that does an original flavor and then they do sugar-free, the sugar-free is usually just a sugar-free version of the original. Considering that they're actually calling this blue, I'm excited because I think it's actually going to be a flavored version of their sugar-free. So they're like, you know what, we're not going to give you we're not going to give you that regular one, sugar-free. We're going to give you a flavored sugar-free. So I'm hoping that it's kind of like a blueberry or blue raz. Blue raz is most common. So we'll see if we have like a blue raz sugar-free energy drink. Let's taste it out. Well, they give me that standard. Well, it's actually a little darker than the standard energy drink color, or a little darker than the original V. I was expecting something blue though. I mean, we know you got coloring in here. Why not color it blue? Well, maybe there's like caramel color though, as opposed to blue number 1, I think it is. Let's taste it out. All right, I gotta tell you, we got some interesting drinks here. I can see why it sells really well, where it sells, and I'd love to hear if they've expanded out to other countries, because it really should be. Carbonation is the same, sweetness is the same, flavor profile the same, everything is similar between all the drinks for those numbers, but the flavors are definitely different. And the flavor on this one, it's I actually like the sweetness better than the other ones, and I have to double check. I know that they were using sucralose and Ace K, but it is not sucralose and Ace K. It is sucralose, but higher than sucralose is my favorite sweetener. You guys know what it is? It's erythritol. I am a huge fan of erythritol. I think it has a better flavor than sucralose. Sucralose is like 700 times sweeter than sugar. Erythritol is 70% as sweet as sugar, so it is not as sweet, so they have to use a bit more of it, but it doesn't really give you that artificial sweetener kind of flavor, because erythritol is a sugar alcohol, therefore it is a sugar substitute as opposed to artificial sweetener. But I am a huge fan of it, not only because of the flavor, but because of its health values, making it a slightly healthier drink because it's using a sugar alcohol. As for what flavor it is, that blue is, that blue makes you want to think it's like a blue raz, but I'm not really getting much blue raz out of it. I am getting a little bit more berry flavor out of it. So I do have that guarana berry flavor, but I also am getting maybe a little bit of a blueberry, some kind of a berry flavor to it, some kind of a blue flavor to it. But there is something else that I do have to go back in for again, just to make sure, because I still am getting a little bit of that citrus, and I think I was getting like a touch of pineapple maybe, but just a touch. Yeah, it's got pineapple. And that pineapple is stacking a little bit because, like I said, I was tasting the berry flavors on the front end, that V flavor, and then the pineapple was sort of on the back end. Now that I went back in to check, I was like, yeah, no, it's got some pineapple in it. I wouldn't call it a pineapple drink. I would call it, what would I call it? They're calling it blue. I would call it a blueberry pineapple. And all I can say is bloody oath, that's good. So, Where's it going to be going on the Caffeine Man rating chart? Definitely has a solid flavor. It is definitely more healthy than the sugar options. It's got erythritol. I love that. And I think out of those three, I do know they have more, but Dominic was limited in what he could ship in the box. But out of those three flavors, I do like this one the best. And even though I like the fact that it's sugar-free and some other factors, I gotta go on flavor alone. Caffeine Man chart based on flavor alone, I'm gonna give Blue from V, the sugar-free drink, the top-selling drink in Australia and New Zealand, 9.1 from Australia. Sells more than Red Bull there, but Red Bull can be pretty exy. Why is Red Bull gonna be so exy? Probably because they're importing it or exporting it or whatever they're doing. But you know, it is high in the US too. So they're just known for being high everywhere. But for now, we're looking at V 9.1, the Caffeine Man rating chart. Thank you again to Dominic so much for sending me these drinks. I am so excited to be able to try that drink. V, a very excellent energy drink in Australia and New Zealand and maybe some other places. So if you can get your hands on it, definitely try it. I recommend the Blue. It's sugar-free, uses erythritol, but if you're someone who doesn't mind sugar, you're definitely gonna get some good flavors with the original and the raspberry lemonade and probably all the other flavors that they have. And that is going to conclude part 2 of Aussie Week. I do want to say sorry that I couldn't get you the third drink. The third drink that Dominic sent me was called Kangaroo, but it has stevia in it. And some people asked from the last video when I said I couldn't drink it because it has stevia. I can't have stevia because there's something that happens to a small percentage of people that when they taste stevia, they think it tastes like chemicals. And I'm part of that small percentage. Therefore, I can't give an accurate review on the drinks, but because they just all taste bad to me. But from my research, when I was looking into it, Kangaroo, very healthy drink, nootropic drink, so be sure to check it out if you're interested in that. It's actually created by an ophthalmologist and surgeon because he wanted to come out with a healthy energy drink, and so he did. So it was great to be able to try some non-US drinks. I am hoping, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up though, I've always been hoping to expand out into more international drinks, but as I said in my Tuesday video, I haven't done it because one, I usually don't have the time to do it because I get so many US drinks to go over, I can't even keep up. But if I had more time, I would love to get some more international drinks and give you a few more international weeks like I did this week. I do want to get to more international drinks, but it's going to be a little while. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you to Dominic again for sending me these drinks. And until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.